And welcome back. He's up early visiting our station. You're in my digs now. This is your disability rep, Roy Rickstrew. You've seen him so many times before. We've talked. Good to see you again, of course.
Likewise.
And I'm looking at what's behind us here, and this is everything you work toward.
It is, yeah, and that's kind of the idea. You know, sometimes when you see folks that do disability representation, they kind of study for the test at the end, they prepare at the last minute.
Yeah.
When they absolutely have to, that's kind of workflow management. Different the way we do it. I want to have everything in front of us. We want to have an opportunity to respond to any information that may be adverse to a case. The idea is to make your case easy to approve as soon as it can be approved.
Right.
A little different.
Saves you a lot of indigestion and things like that.
Yes, most definitely.
Absolutely. Now we're going to talk about Medicare, Medicaid.
Yeah, we are a little bit. So there's a couple different things that come up here. A lot of times people get approved for Social Security or they become eligible for Medicare, and they're already active Medicaid through the state. So the big question is should I convert or should I change? Or how do those two programs interact and what works best for me?
Okay, set the stage. I mean, define them so we can get a difference.
Yeah, so the Medicaid program itself is handled by the state. It's both federal and state funded. It's a collaboration of funds. But the state pretty well sets the rules for the program. They have unique programs within the Medicaid program. It's primarily sorted by groups and income levels. So this is where we see Medicaid for children, Medicaid for pregnant women, Medicaid for the aged, the blind, the disabled, nursing home assistants, so on and so forth.
Medicare is different.
Medicare is federally funded. It comes from the Social Security Administration. So if you're approved for Social Security disability, you end up, after 24 months, you get federal Medicare. When you turn 65, that's where most people encounter Medicare.
Right.
Or if you end up with Lou Gehrig's or end-stage renal disease, you can get to Medicare early a lot of times.
Okay.
Lord forbid.
Absolutely. All right. On disability for 24 months, what's that?
Yeah, so once you're approved for Social Security disability and you're payable for 2 full years, you become eligible for Medicare.
Okay, all right. Now, can you hold both of them at the same time?
You can for the most part. And remember, Medicaid from the state is based on groups. It's sorted by these group individual eligibility groups.
Right.
So for a lot of Medicaid programs, yeah, you can have both. In fact, if you have Medicare and Medicaid, you can qualify for additional help through Medicare for folks that are dual eligible.
Okay.
The caveat or the exception to this is the adult expanded eligibility group. This was part of the Obamacare exchange. So it increased the number of people that were eligible for Medicaid, primarily an income-driven program, pretty easy to qualify for. There's no resource limit. And so in that situation, it's a payer of last resort. It's if everything else you're ineligible for, you can qualify for this AEG or Affordable Care Act type insurance, which means if you're eligible for Medicare, they boot you off of it.
Okay. All right. So that is the caveat that you do have to watch for.
Yeah, so you can go to mydss.mo.gov or mydss and you can check your eligibility and it'll tell you if you are on this AEG program. If you are, then just know that when you become eligible for Medicare, they're going to give you the boot.
Okay, the first thing that when you say you can go to this site, all right, is that site, is it government speak? Is the kind of thing where you go, I'm not sure?
No,
or is it pretty...
Yeah, it's the state site. The Medicaid program runs it, and right there in the center, My DSS, it pops up, check my eligibility, and at the bottom of that, it gives you a code, AEG. There's even an explanation chart that explains the code to you. And so the thing is, if you're approved for Medicare, you just need to know that your Medicaid might stop. That's the first thing. They may pull the rug on your Medicaid. If they do, you're going to have to probably pay Medicare premiums to get your coverage. Your co-pays are going to go up because Medicare is less friendly cost-wise than Medicaid is. But there are a few programs that you can apply for that kind of helps offset some of the damage that's done.
Okay, and that's where you can also step in, walking people through that minefield.
It is. So, I do Social Security disability. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm also a licensed Medicare agent. And so in my mindset, when my folks become eligible for Medicare, it's a good continuation of service for me to be able to then help them with their Medicare enrollments. It's that time of year. If you're on Medicaid, if you're on Medicare, if you're concerned about how the two are going to interact, or if you just want to talk to somebody about your Medicare options, I do that too.
There it is right there. And this gets to him.
It does.
Okay, there it is. 812-6698, the QR code. Give him a call. He can help you out. Good to see you as always.
Likewise. Thanks, guys.
All right, we've got more Unscripted coming your way right after this.